Hey guys, welcome back to Lawn Chair Mechanic. Today we're going to be working on my F250. Went camping last week and the running board broke off on the passenger side. I got to looking around and things starting to rust pretty bad. It's 12 years old. It's 2008. It's starting to get some rust on it. So I'm gonna get under there and try to fix it the best I can, and hopefully we'll be able to fix it. There's a couple things on there that gonna be later videos of me fixing the cab corners. Both cab corners on the truck are starting to rust through. I'm gonna have to order me 2 new cab corners, and probably after we make our beach trip, which I have to take the truck on, when we get back I'm probably going to take the bed off of it and fix the bed rails on it so it's all rusted. And when I have the bed off is when I'm going to do the cab corners, so it makes it a lot easier. And while I got the bed off, I'm going to clean up the frame and the underbody and put a coat of primer and paint on it. A lot of videos coming up on the truck, so we'll look at it here and see what we can do with this thing. Okay, here's the running board. Here's the one mount. It actually got bent from stepping on it. So it's going to need straightened and fixed up a little bit. This side here, it's actually got a crack in it. I don't know if you can see it where it's sitting. There's a crack right here. I'm gonna have to weld that up, straighten both of these mounts up, straighten them up and paint them, and try to fix them the best I can. The running board is in good shape. It's stainless. So nothing wrong with the running board. While I'm on this side, here's one of my cab corners. Whoop, there you want the running board. There's one of my cab corners. You can tell it's rusted all the way through. You can buy just the actual cab corner and cut this all out and just replace this section right here. So that's my plan. But I want to take the bed off first. If you look up under here, it's kind of dark under here. I don't know if you can see. But the bed rails are rusted pretty bad. This bed just shakes all over the place when you're hitting the potholes and stuff. But every one of the bed rails is rusted. Look up in there at that one. Nothing wrong with the frame. There's a couple places on the bed I see where the bed rail attaches. I think it's on the other side. Looks like it's starting to rust the bed or the floor of the bed. I might have to try to patch that when I get my bed off, but that's later down the road. I'm gonna work on that. I gotta get this running board fixed first. Over here on the other side, This cab corner is all rusted out too, but it's not all the way through. You can see where it's bubbling up right there. So we're going to fix both cab corners eventually. Let's look up under here, I'll show you. Right there is where one of the mounts for the running board goes. The whole thing rusted out. My plan is to cut this up, cut a section of it out, weld a piece into it. And hopefully it'll work. This whole underbody needs some attention. I'm gonna begin rust proofing underneath it here. That's one of my next projects. I want this truck to last me for a while. But I got the same problem down on the other side. I don't know if you can see it from this far away, but let me scoot down here. Here's where the other mount goes. Pretty bad. Hopefully I can cut some good metal out. Put a section of metal in, weld it up. And be able to drill some holes in it and remount the running board. So I'm not going to film the whole thing because it's just me cutting holes out, but what my plan is to cut a section out till you find good metal all the way around, clean it up real nice, and weld a piece to it. So let's get started. Okay, I got the first piece cut out, cleaned up around the edges. I cut me a piece of metal to put in here. I got it laying out here. What I'm going to have to do is, the way this thing is shaped is got some curves in it on this both ends here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to tack it right here. Then I'll have to get a hammer and just tap it to get it to bend a little bit down to meet this, because it kind of comes up to here. So I'll have to bend this down. The thing is, this piece here, this is a piece of the cab corner which is going to get replaced. So I can't weld on to this because this is coming off later anyway, so I don't want to weld onto that. I'm just going to have to weld up this side, the top, and down this way, and not weld to this piece right here. And this piece is all rusted off anyway, so alright, I'm gonna get this piece set up in here and get it in place, and I'm gonna tack this one side. grinded down, dressed up, primed. Didn't turn out too bad. You can tell there's some other rust spots on this thing. I cleaned it up the best I could. Sprayed some primer on it. This side over here. Metal's all on there. I just need to grind it down and dress it up and get all this side over here primed and painted. Then I gotta get the running board mount fixed up, and one needs welded, the other one needs straightened out a little bit. Get them all done and cleaned up and painted, and then we can drill a hole through here and remount them. Okay, I got the running board back on. If you can see up in there. Turned out pretty nice. Got those two pieces of metal cut out on both ends and put new metal in there and welded it all the way around, tack welded it. Grinded it down, cleaned it up, and put a coat of primer and paint on it. So it looks a lot better than it did. The only problem is these mounts for this running board. I don't know if they're getting weak, but there's still a lot of play in it when you stand on it. Well, it all turned out pretty nice, halfway decent. I had some primer left from a 54 Chevy, so I cleaned up the hole underneath and gave it a good coat of primer, just to try to keep the rust down. When I take this bed off, I'm going to do a much better job. I just wanted to put something on it just to protect it. Anyway, running board's back on. Pretty solid. Sprayed the coil springs and underneath it here a little bit. The old boy's getting pretty old, so get underneath here. It looks better than it did. 12-year-old truck, I'll tell you, it still runs good. Engine's good in it. I've kept care of the engine, kept the oil changed in it. Thing's in good shape except for some minor rusting here and there. Here's the cab corner on the driver's side. As you can see, big hole in it. I also noticed that the rear rocker panel's rusted out. So I'm going to have to get a rocker panel, a driver's side rear cab corner, and a passenger side rear cab corner. Either do that for a couple $100 or go buy a new truck for 50 grand. I'll meet you at the store for the cab corners. So get that done and the bed rails on. This truck will last another 10 years. Stay tuned for the future videos on the cab corners and the rocker panel and the bed rails. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.